I don't anticipate ever giving another match 7 stars, but if I do, then it'll be a wonderful thing for wrestling.
Russo'sBrand.com, where the pros are the pros. Does he not come on Conan's show no more?
No, he don't like me. None of these guys do. They think I'm like some toxic,
right?
Right. It's ridiculous. So, that is the funny. To me, this is the funniest thing because if I want, this is the first question I would ask Dave on the show. It's like, Dave, you have a lot of influence over a lot of people. You have influence over the people in the business. You have a vast audience of viewers, and you have a podcast everybody knows. Okay, you are giving the highest ratings in the history of professional wrestling on average for matches, in the last few years, since AEW's been around. And your readers have voted basically predominantly like the AEW dominates the wrestling awards. Best promotion, best booker, best interviews, best match, best everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Explain why the numbers are not resonating with that data. Because there's only 2 conclusions. Okay? Number 1 is that the message that is generating the data is coming from a place that is not educated enough to right. You would think you would think AEW should be the one drawing 2.3 million viewers and the other show drawing 700,000 or 900,000, right?
Right.
So it's either you're either the matches and the show is not as good as you think it is, okay, or the work is not as good as you like. The example, it's like either the works is not as good as people think it is. Well, that's just it. It's just the whole thing. It's just it's not as good as you think it is.
Yeah.
Because if it was as good as it's being portrayed, more people would be watching it.
Yep.
So unless what AEW does, they've embraced all this, all the wars and stuff. You just have to sit there and say, dude, you're booking a show in an echo chamber, and you're literally not doing anything and haven't changed anything to get fans outside that echo chamber. And as a matter of fact, by not doing that, you're losing some of the fans that maybe have come into the echo chamber that you wouldn't. Then they're just leaving, which is what's happening to their show. They haven't changed a thing, and and you're watching the other show, and the production quality is so much more polished and professional, like the presentation of the characters and like everything. It just looks like a more professional show.
Yeah.
You're bleeding, cussing, middle fingers, breaking tables, everything. It's just like he gave that Adam Page Moxley match 5 stars, and it was just like it was like an indie death match.
Yeah.
Bro,
did you watch you watch Raw this Monday then, I guess, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bro, you know where I'm so disconnected from the wrestling, from the fan base and everything else. Bro, what do I always hear? What a great worker Kevin Steen is. Kevin Steen's the greatest worker. Bro, did you watch Kevin Steen after he took that chair gimmick?
Oh, I fast forward through most of the matches, to be honest.
Bro, Sequoia set up 4 chairs. Oh
yeah, he took the suplex through the chairs. Yeah.
As soon as he took the suplex, bro, in 3 seconds, he delivered a super kick. He delivered the somersault, and he chased Sequoia in the crowd. And I'm like, that's the definition of a great worker.
Well, that's the old Ring of Honor philosophy, bro. All those guys he wrestled indies for 15 years.
They
don't get it. That
Jesus,
dude, if you're gonna do a spot that actually is going to physically harm you, the risk is there. Just that's it. That's the end of the match. Pin me. They just do these spots just for the sake of doing the spots to show people they can do the spots.
Well,
and they mean nothing.
Why are you gonna do the spot if you're not gonna sell the spot? Then what's the point of the spot, bro?
It's unbelievable.
It's unreal, man.
It's this whole philosophy of wrestling now, where just everything is cool moves, devastating moves and stuff. Look at this new move. It's like then the guy kicks out, and it's like you look at the psychology, bro. I tell everybody, what's the psychology like in wrestling today? Well, the psychology is nothing hurts.
Right. Right.
You know, because like you're kicking out of everything. It's just like, so the psychology is like over the past 20-something years, wrestlers have grown more, adjusted to take punishment.
Right.
Like,
Right.
And I'm looking at them and I'm like, well, you guys are way smaller than the guys were before. It's like, how is that even possible?
Yeah,
well, fans look at this.
Yeah.
Fans look at this climate, and stuff, and they're watching what they're doing. It's like, this just looks ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like wrestling back in the day when we did it, it's like, the details and the little things where everybody was good at. So we didn't have to do all the big things. But bro, remember like back in the day, you could throw a punch and the crowd would pop. Woo, woo. But I'd like, think about that, bro. Think about that skill. Two guys looking like they're punching each other, the guys selling it, boom, boom, woo, woo. Now look at what guys have to do to get a pop these days. Line up a bunch of chairs, go to the top.
Bro, I was telling
the crowd goes, holy shit. Like that's what you're doing.
I was telling EC3 today, bro. I swear to God, the last 5 years, there's one match that stands out in my mind. The last 5 years, bro, and I swear to God, and it was mid-carders. Bro, it was that Murphy. What's Murphy's first? Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black. Bro, they beat the shit out of each other. And what I was telling EC3 today, and bro, I'm sure you'll agree with this, bro, the casual wrestling fan still wants to see a fight. They want to see a believable fight. They don't want to see all this carnival bullshit. They want to see a fight. Bro, do you remember back in the day, Glenn, when the baby face was getting his ass kicked and he's pulling himself up the tights of the heel? Remember, when's the last time you seen that, bro?
Very rarely. The guys don't know how to sell.
God, man.
The sell today is you're concussed and you're knocked out for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the sell. Then you're back up and you're not concussed anymore and you're fine.
Yeah, it's
just ridiculous. You watch it and like these guys, bro. To this day, the funniest thing is I'm 55 years old, right? And I wouldn't train a couple times in the ring and stuff and everything. I still sell better than 99% of the guys out.
Oh, I believe that. That.
And it's like that skill is very important.
Yep.
I can literally make a point. It's like if you have educated people in the business, watch the way watch the guy. Like sometimes the jobbers are the best workers in the company. They're making the guys look like $1 million.
Yeah,
that don't really know how to work that well. They're taking the bumps and they're selling pains. Like if you can do that, it's like that's a major that's half of the skill involved. Yep. It's your offense and selling the other guy's offense and make it look as realistic as possible.
But Glenn,
I can still do that, and people think I'm a jobber. Thinking like, no, I can actually still work. Like
Glenn, they're not even thinking about how they're making their opponent look anymore. They're thinking about what they're going to do to get themselves over. They're not thinking about that anymore, bro.
Very, very clear too.